Attack helicopters are primarily designed to fight ground targets, and therefore carry heavy weaponry such as fully automatic cannons and air-to-surface missiles. Some also have air-to-air missiles to defend themselves against other attack helicopters, planes, or drones. Attack helicopters look quite frightening when fully equipped because a large part of the armament is mounted on the outside of each side of the helicopter. The first ever attack helicopter, the AH-1 by Bell, was developed in the 1960s, and since then there has been a large number of different manufacturers from all over the world who have started to build similar machines. Today, we'll take a look at the most dangerous of them. Let's get started with the Mi-24, codenamed Hind. This is not only one of the most famous attack helicopters in the world, but also one of the most widespread that is often used in real conflicts. By now, a total of more than 2,300 units of this helicopter have been built, and although the basic structure dates back to the 1970s, meaning it is one of the oldest attack helicopters out there, it is still actively used in 50 countries, all thanks to upgrades that helped it to keep up with modern competitors. The Mi-24 is armed with a 4-barrel 12.7mm automatic cannon and anti-tank missiles. But what makes the Hind so special is that it can transport a team of 8 men, which is quite unusual for an attack helicopter. Up next is the Denel AH-2 Ruivolk. This is a South African attack helicopter that remains combat ready for a long time without maintenance, and thus has an exceptionally long range. It has a 20mm automatic cannon used as a front turret. Additionally, ZT-6 Makopa missiles can be attached to the side mounts, which are among the most powerful anti-tank weapons. There is also enough room for air-to-air missiles. Unfortunately, the avionics on board are getting a bit old, which is why the AH-2 Ruivolk is no longer worth the high price of $40 million. Next, we'll look at the WZ-10. The WZ-10 is the first attack helicopter to be manufactured in China. It was put into service in 2011 and is therefore one of the newest representatives of this helicopter type. Its narrow design with a tandem cockpit is standard, but the built-in electronics, such as IR sensors, laser rangefinders, and the data transmission system are quite modern. The WZ-10 is armed with a 30mm automatic cannon and the newly developed HJ-10 anti-tank missiles. Now we'll look at the light combat helicopter by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. This is one of the most modern attack helicopters in the world because serial production has started only recently in 2017. The LCH is pretty special because they wanted to create a particularly light, agile helicopter that is able to reach extreme heights. It also has camouflage characteristics and special cameras with which the pilot and shooter can see clearly even in bad weather. On top of that, the machine is armed with a 20mm cannon and 4 multiple rocket launchers with 12 rockets each. We'll continue with the Augusta A129 Mangusta. This all-weather helicopter has been in use for more than 30 years and was the first attack helicopter to be produced in Western Europe. Of course, the Italian machine has regularly received updates to keep up with newer models. The A129 is equipped with a 20mm automatic cannon in the front and additional Hellfire missiles for fighting tanks. There is also another version, the T129, in which the Turkish military has made a few improvements. Next up is the Bell AH-1Z Viper. This machine is used by the U.S. Marine Corps and is a further development of the AH-1W Super Cobra, and thus also a descendant of the very first attack helicopter ever built, the AH-1 Cobra. The Viper has new engines, a new rotor, and all of the avionics have been overhauled, including a new targeting system. The helicopter is armed with a 3-barrel 20mm automatic cannon and up to 16 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. Let's get to the Mi-28 Night Hunter, codename Havoc. This world-famous helicopter was developed in the 1970s, but also put into service by the Russian Army in 2006. With an empty weight of 7,980 kilograms, the Mi-28 is twice as heavy as the Indian LCH and also heavily armed, but with a top speed of 324 kilometers per hour, it is still very fast. It is equipped with a 30mm automatic cannon in the front, and almost 2 tons of rockets and free-fall bombs can be attached to the hardpoints. Coming up is the Eurocopter Tiger. This machine was developed by Germany and France and put into service in 2003. By now, the Eurocopter might not be one of the newest attack helicopters anymore, but it has already proven itself in real combat situations, and the basic model is constantly being developed and upgraded. The Eurocopter Tiger is available in many different versions. The best armed attack version, used by France, has a 30mm automatic cannon by Giat, which is said to be particularly precise, and a large selection of various anti-tank missiles, as well as Stinger anti-aircraft missiles. Let's have a look at the Kamov Ka-52 Alligator. In contrast to almost all other attack helicopters, in this machine, the crew does not sit behind but next to each other, which is why the cockpit is significantly wider. The two pilots even have an ejection seat with which they can save themselves from the helicopter. Of course, they have to blow off the rotor blades first. Thanks to the coaxial rotors, the Kamov Ka-52 is extremely fast and easy to maneuver. It is armed with a 30mm automatic cannon, which is not in the front as on other helicopters, but on the starboard side. On top of that, it also has 12 anti-tank missiles and a few Igla-V air-to-air missiles. Overall, the Alligator is pretty impressive, but the first place goes to the Boeing AH-64E Apache. 45 years ago, the Apache flew for the first time, and many years, versions, and performance improvements later, it has become the best attack helicopter in the world today. As such, the Apache is the backbone of the American attack helicopter fleet, but also used by many other countries. So far, more than 2,400 machines have been built, and due to the constant modernization, there will be many more in the coming years. The AH-64E is armed with a 30mm automatic cannon, laser-guided Hellfire missiles, and unguided 70mm missiles. The helicopter also has state-of-the-art systems to find and track targets even at night, which the Ka-52 is not great at, for example. With the longbow upgrade, the Apache can even control UAVs and becomes a flying combat base. Of course, comparing the different helicopters is not that easy because everyone has different requirements and so many things have to be taken into account. The Ka-52, for example, is extremely fast and agile, but also has disadvantages when it comes to the cargo load. Additionally, even experienced pilots need a long time to master this machine. Overall, advantages and disadvantages can be found in every vehicle and aircraft. Nevertheless, this video hopefully gave you an overview of the best attack helicopters in the world. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching. See you next time. Bye!